Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Uranus square or opposition the South Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, if you have Uranus square or opposite the South Node in a natal chart, well, there may be difficulty finding the inspiration, which is Uranus, for doing things you are naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the South Node is in Aries, those things you may be naturally proficient in can be activities that require leadership prowess and ability, things that require initiative, could be doing things that are pioneering, or something associated with an Aries-related field, which can include like welding, or it could be doing something with arson investigation, military, sports, especially combat sports, I would say. It could be doing something with speech pathology or physiology, as some examples. Now, another thing about these aspects is that the same may apply for things you are trying to get away from, which is the South Node, which could indicate that there may be difficulty finding that inspiration again, which is Uranus, from you getting away, things that you need to get away from again, which is the South Node. Now, let's say the South Node is in Capricorn as an example. Those things that you may need to get away from. It could be overly, pessimistic or cynical type outlook, or things that are depressive, maybe despondency, things that are very restrictive, restricting. It could be an overly authoritative type of attitude, or being, just overly, it's like orthodox or conventional in things, and not willing, to go outside the box, so to speak. Also, too, these aspects can suggest trouble balancing activities with friends, which is Uranus, and those prominent in your past, which is the South Node. One may conflict with the others. So, let's say, if Uranus is in Scorpio as an example, one or more friends may actually be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are resourceful, resilient, empowering, transforming, incisive, probing, at the same time may be jealous, manipulative, and vengeful as well. And also, too, the same may apply for matters pertaining to goals and aspirations, which is Uranus, and things you have a natural ability for, which is the South Node. So it's about it. So there can be difficulties in balancing the activities with those matters, and one may clash or conflict with the other. Now, let's say if Uranus is in Aquarius as an example, goals and aspirations may be tied in with humanitarian, altruistic endeavors, may be associated with astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, or rocket science. And also, too, there may be difficulty in terms of getting away from, which is the South Node, friends, groups, clubs, and organizations, which is Uranus, that may be affecting you to your detriment. So, let's say, for example, if Uranus is in Sagittarius, those groups, clubs, and organizations may be affecting you to your detriment, may be tied in with something religious, or maybe philosophy or higher education. It could be something associated with publishing, advertising, printing press operation, foreign travel, could be commercial work or something with the sports, outdoors, or camping as some examples. And also, too, um, those same people, which is, again, friends, those prominent in groups, clubs, and organizations, which again is Uranus, they may clash or conflict with the expression of your natural built-in abilities, which is the South Node. The South Node in Virgo, natural built-in abilities may be tied in with analytical skills or, detail-oriented abilities. It may be connected with editing or proofreading or being able to organize, compartmentalize things that are cerebral, intellectual in general, as some examples. And the thing too is there may be trouble leaving behind, which is the South Node. Rebellious, non-conforming, idiosyncratic, and bizarre qualities, which is Uranus. And the thing about this is this, these aspects as well. There's you may have issues in terms of expressing selflessness and altruism, which is Uranus, with those that may have played an integral role in your past, which is the South Node. Now, the thing about this is, let's say if Uranus is in Pisces, as an example, those were selfless and altruistic qualities may be expressed, through, it could be helping those that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the homeless, the impoverished, the oppressed, the hungry. If Uranus is in Aquarius, selflessness and altruism may be expressed. It could be through helping others through astrology, or through computers or electronics, such as computer or electronic repair, as some examples. And also, too, these aspects can indicate trouble having or finding the freedom and independence, which is Uranus, during that first half of one's life, which is the South Node, because the South Node, you can reflect energy, that is emphasized in that first half of life, and it may be trouble finding that freedom and independence during that time. And let's say, if Uranus is in Sagittarius, as an example, it could be freedom and independence, whether it's connected with foreign travel or matters with publishing or advertising, or doing things that are outdoor related, adventurous, exploration, and even in terms of expanding one's horizons, maybe difficulty finding that freedom and independence to do so, as an example. And also the same may apply for the overdeveloped and redundant qualities connected with the South Node. The South Node in Libra may have some overdeveloped and redundant qualities connected with balance, fairness, and matters, of it could be connected with the law or legal nature. The South Node in Scorpio may really enjoy, be enamored with looking very deep and investigating, many things, to a fault. The South Node in Virgo can analyze things, to the point where it don't need to be analyzed. Such as somebody trying to see the Dwad within the Dwad in an astrology place. And also, too, if you're a believer in the past lives, there may have been difficulty expressing ingenuity, which is Uranus, in a past life, which is the South Node. Now, let's say if Uranus is in Sagittarius, as an example, it might be ingenuity connected with something sports related or publishing or advertising. Uranus in Aquarius, there may be ingenuity expressed somehow with astrology or computers, or electronics or astronomy, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.